In this video, we will discuss some miscellaneous functions for SAS programming. SAS functions are essential tools in data programming. Roughly, SAS functions can be classified into three groups. We may have numerical functions, character functions, and miscellaneous functions. In this video, we will discuss some functions regarding date and time, and also regarding some state and zip code, and also convert variable types. First one has some functions related to date. So the function today, so this just obtains the date value from the system clock. Function mdy, so you just give three numerical values, to specify the month and the day and the year. So then SAS will return the SAS date value. So do you still remember? So the SAS date is saved as an integer. So that integer is the number of days after January the 1st, 1960, right? So if you specify month, day, and year in numbers, and so this function can compute that day. Year, so this just extract the year from a SAS date and return a 4-digit value. QRT, so this means quarter, right? So the means returns the quarter of the year, and so the number can be 1, 2, 3, 4. Months just extract the months of the year, so the number can be 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 12. Weekday just extract the day of the week and return a number between 1 to 7. So notice, so 1 means Sunday, and so 7 means Saturday. Let's show some example. So here, okay, so do you still remember this by this print SAS help.by, right? So this is a data set in SAS help library. We run it, so it has one variable called date, right? So then see, we use function year to extract the year, use month to extract the month, use weekday to extract the weekday, right? So then quarter, so just extract the quarter. Today equals today, okay, right? So let's for today, so I also specify the format. So let's print that. So when we print for the date, I want to print it in the format of a weekday. So let's run this one. You can see, so I extract the year and month and the day and quarter, and so also see today is May 11, 2023. Okay. In fact, I can also show you another as the month, day, year, right? Because we've already month, day, year. Okay, because we've already have the month, we have the day, we have the year, right? So we just use this function just to reconstruct that day. So format another mddyy10, right? So we can run that. You can see, so this another, so this is the same as this date, okay? Next, I will show some functions regarding state and zip code. So we may have different way to specify a state, right? So FIPS, so that means Federal Information Processing Standards code. So in this code, so 2 digits for each state, so 5 digits for each county. For example, so Alabama, so is 01, and so for Lee County, so is 01081. We may also have zip code, right? So zip code is a 5 digits code. And so we may have the state name. So for example, so like Alabama, we may have the state abbreviations. For example, so AL. So those functions, so just if you give one value, so SAS will get the remaining. Those are some functions related to those. I think so it's easy to explain the meaning. So this FIP, this should be FIP. So FIP name, so just from if you supply a FIPS code, so SAS will get the state name, or maybe get this is also a state name. Okay, and or get the state abbreviations. So this means if you give a state name, right? So SAS can get the FIPS number, or maybe get the state name, right? Or from zip code, so you can search for state. Yeah, so let's try some of those, like those. The input will be this one. Those are possible value. I especially just get a value beyond the range. Yeah, because we know so in United States we have only 50 states, right? Yeah, but I just essentially just put a value beyond the range, and let's see what will happen. Okay, so let's run this one. Okay, see, 1 means Alabama, right? So 3, so this is a invalid code. Okay, because so there's no state corresponding to this to this number. 13 means Georgia. Okay, so 99, so this is also so there's no state corresponds to this number. Yeah, so number 1, so this is just what happened? Print, yeah, maybe does not exist. Let me show the so the data should be FIPS. Okay, let me run this one. Right, yes. Yeah, so for the name 1, so this is everything in capital letter, I think. So that's the output of name. And for name L, so that means so in proper case, right? So the first letter is capitalized and the remaining letters are in small letters, in lowercase. This is just use the function state. So state just corresponds to the state abbreviations. Yeah, we have AL and GA. So this one, the input just will be the state abbreviations, and so we want to search for the FIPS code, or maybe the state name, right? XX, of course, so this is a invalid state, right? Yeah, but for here, so the input can be a lowercase and uppercase. Yeah, so if we run this one, see, lowercase, uppercase doesn't matter, and so SAS can recognize it. Okay. For XX, of course, so there's no such state. No such state, and so SAS will return a missing value here. Yeah, so this is one just from zip code, and so you just want to find out so which state it is. Yeah, so this is a state. So this is a zip code for Auburn University, right? So this is a zip code for somewhere in Georgia. Yeah, so then from the zip code, I want to find the name of the state or the FIPS code of that corresponding state. So if you run it, right? Yeah, so this one is in Georgia, right? So the next one, so this is in Alabama. Next function, so these are just a function will be convenient. So if you want to do some spatial analysis, basically, so those geodist and zipctdist just compute a straight line distance between two locations. So the geodist function, you just supply the latitude and longitude coordinate of that location, and so SAS can compute the distance, the straight line distance. By default, the output, the distance is computed in kilometers. Yeah, but if you want males, and so you need provide an option like this m, so to indicate males, and so to the default. If you do not specify this option, so SAS will compute the distance in kilometer. So for the coordinate, right? So the first number so will be a latitude from -90 to 90. So that's the range of value. The second number, so that's the longitude, and so the range will be minus 180 to 180. Yeah, so for example, so if you want to know this location, copy, and if you open Google Maps Google, this one, right? Okay, you can see, so this is somewhere in the, I think so this is the somewhere close to the railway, right? So see, this is in Auburn, okay, right? Auburn, yeah. So for the next one, so this coordinate, yeah, so if you search, is here. See, this is somewhere Main Street, Alpharetta. Yeah, so this is somewhere north of Atlanta. Yeah, Alpharetta. Okay. So this function just will compute the straight line distance, so between these two locations. And so you can also compute the distance between two zip code, right? So this is a zip code of Auburn University, and so this is the zip code of Alpharetta, Georgia. Yeah, so SAS will compute the straight line distance of the center of these two geodistance. I mean, these two zip code. Let's check, right? So if you run this one, so the unit is miles, right? SAS will compute, see the distance, the straight line distance is 122 miles. Yeah, so between these two locations. Some miscellaneous functions. So the first one is missing, right? So this just will return true if observation is missing and return false otherwise. Okay. Let's check an example. Like this one, right? So we input two variables, so x and y. So x is character and y is numerical. See, if missing x, right? So if the result is true, just means the value is missing. So then we will create a new variable called x miss. So the value will be 1, otherwise value will be 0. And so if missing y, if y is missing, so then we create a new variable y miss, so the value will be 1 and 0 otherwise. If you run this one, you can see. So this just demonstrates the missing that function can help us judge so whether the value is missing or not. Next one, so this is lag. So this returns the value of its argument the last time the lag function executed. Right, so this just can help us to find the value in the previous observation. So do you still remember so how SAS data step works? So every time so SAS data step just read one row from the data set and so process that row and so then write output to the resulting data set. Yeah, so it is not convenient. So if you want to get observation from the previous observation, so it is usually difficult. Yeah, but we can use lag function to do that. So lag function just returns the last time the lag function executed, right? So similarly, we can have lag 2 and lag 3. Let me show you an example. So what this means, see, we have x lag equal to the lag of x, right? So lag 2 means so lag 2, right? X diff just means the means just x minus the leg x. Yeah, just the current value minus the previous value. Let's run that. See, for x, so the value will be 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 6, right? And so x leg, you can see the first one, of course, so it's missing because so this x, so this is the first observation, so there's no observation before it. Yeah, so the value is missing. But starting from the second one, see, for the x leg, so this will be 1. So this will be the previous observation, will be 1, right? See, for this one, so then this will be 2, yeah, because this will be the previous observation in, the second observation. So for here, see, the value will be 3, will be the previous observation. So this is x leg. So x leg 2, right? So we just count basically 2 observations before it, right? See, for these first 2 observations, they are missing. Yeah, but starting from the third one, see, for these 3, 2 observations before it, see, will be 1, right? So the value will be 1. For here, so 2 observation before it will be 2, right? So it will be this guy. And similarly for x leg 3. Difference is just will be the x subtract this x leg, right? So the difference will be 1. If you want to use this function, you need to be very careful about the statement. So this is its argument the last time the leg function executed. So I know, so in the previous explanation, so I say, so that's the previous observation. In fact, so this is not that accurate. So I should say the last time the function executed. To discuss the difference, let's see, so the behavior of this function if we have a if statement. Look at here, right? So this is so if x greater than or equal to 5, so then we will set x leg equal to leg x. So let's try to run this one to see so what the result will be. For the first one is empty, so this is expected, right? Because so this is the first observation. So for the second one, so 8, okay. So then x leg will be 9, yeah, because the previous observation is 9, right? So then for this one, the x leg is 8, so this is expected, right? The previous expectation is x. But however, so this is missing, this is missing. The reason is, because we have the if, right? So if x greater than or equal to 5, so then we will specify a value for x leg. Yeah, but if this is false, so then no value will be assigned to x leg. Yeah, so here will be missing, this will be missing. But for the last one, for this 12, the previous observation is 2. However, so the value is 7. So why? Because so the last time this function, leg function is executed at this position, right? Yeah, so basically then the previous, basically, so then the value of this one becomes 7. Okay, but not 2. Yeah. So this is what we mean by its argument is the last time the leg function executed. Okay. Next, so we will discuss explicit data conversion. So we know for variables, so there are 2 types of variable, character and numerical. Sometimes we may want to convert characters to numerical or maybe numerical to character. So then we will have the input function and the put function. So input is just convert character to numerical. Put just convert numerical to character. So the syntax are similar, right? So the first will be maybe the source. Yeah, so usually, so that's the name of a variable. So the next one, so will be in format or maybe the format. So if you don't know what type it is for that variable, so you can use proc contents to check that. Let me show you some examples like here, right? So then text 1, text 2, text 3, so they are character strings, right? So then I use input to convert those to numbers. See, so this I just use the format 5 dot. So this is in format, right? So for text2, so I use comma 6 dot. Yeah, because so there is a comma. So if you use the standard numerical type like 6 dot, so it does not work. Yeah, because for the standard numbers and it cannot contains those comma, those symbols. So this is a date, right? So you can use the input to convert this date to a number. So notice SAS date is also a number, right? Yeah. So then we run that. You can see, yeah. So those are number. This one, of course, is a number because it's a SAS date. So if you want to check the SAS date, and so then you need to specify format. So the var3 mmddyy10, right? Yeah. Yeah, so then this will be displayed as a date. Yeah, so from here, so of course, so you can check the text 1 to 3, so they are character, and the variable 1 to 3, so they are numerical. Yeah, because for variable 1 to 3, so essentially I just convert those characters to numerical. And so if you want to convert numerical to so you need to be careful if you are working with a mixture of integer and decimals. What's that? See, look at these variables. They're the same, yeah, but one of them I just load them as numerical. So for this one, I just load them as character. So I just try to use different format to convert those characters to numerical. Notice, so the first one, I use the format 4.1. So notice, so if you use 4.1, so even, I mean, when you read those characters, so even there is no decimal point, right? So this should be an integer. Yeah, but SAS will make sure in your result you have one decimal place. So what I mean is SAS will insert a decimal point between these 2 and 3. So then the result will be 12.3, right? And so also similar to this guy. So SAS will insert a decimal point between these 2 and 1, so the result will be 32.1. SAS can read these two numbers correctly, but for these two numbers, and SAS will read it, I mean, will convert it to a round number. But you use 4 point, so this one, so SAS will load the data correctly. Or maybe the best scenario, so you just use this in format. So best 4 point. Yeah, so SAS will just load them in the best way. Yeah, so if you check that, right, you can see, so this is wrong, right? So SAS read this as 12.3 and read this as 32.1. Okay, yeah, so you should use a correct in format to convert those characters to numbers. So this is another example. So this is an example for put, right? So we just convert numbers to character strings. Yeah, so those are numbers, variable 1 to 3. But for this one, you can see I just convert that just to a character, so with length 3, right? So this just convert that to characters, so with $sign and with comma. Yeah, so this we just convert so this number to date. Yeah, so if you run that from here, of course, so it looks like similar, right? Yeah, but you check the table of, I mean, the proc contents. Yeah, so those are character and so those are numerical. Yeah. Okay. So when you write SAS code, you also need to be careful. So sometimes SAS may automatically convert numerical values to characters, or maybe vice versa if necessary. So look at here. So I create 4 variables. So the first 2 are loaded as characters. See, I have a $sign here, right? And the last two variables are loaded as numerical. So then if I do character char1 plus char2, see, char1, char2, so those two are loaded as characters, right? Yeah, but when you do summation, so they should be numbers. So in this case, so SAS will automatically convert those characters to numerical. And so then this one, the result will be a numerical. So this one, so similarly, so a char1 plus num1, right? So num1, so this is a numerical, so this is character. So when character plus numerical, so then this character will be converted to numerical automatically. This is another case. So see, this is a notation we use if we want to concatenate two strings. Yeah, so if you want to concatenate two strings, so the variable must be a character, right? Yeah, but num1, num2, so they are numerical. Yeah, so then in this case, so SAS will automatically convert those numerical to character and then combine them. Yeah, so similarly for this one. So let's run this part. Right, you can see, so those value seems as looks okay, right? Okay. Is here. Yeah, so this is the part I want to show. Sorry. See, yeah, when you do like that, so seems the result is what you expected, right? Yeah. Also, here, so I want to say is, although so the result is seems SAS give you the correct answer, yeah, but this kind of way to do the coding is not good, yeah, because sometimes, so if you know this one is character and so you want to use it in summation, so it is usually better you explicitly convert that to numerical, basically to avoid potential errors. So this is a summary. Automatic conversions occur in the following circumstances. A character value is assigned to a previously defined numerical variable, right? Or a character value is used in arithmetic operation. Yeah, so this is just like this scenario, right? Or a character value is compiled to a numerical value using a comparison operator. Yeah, so this just means, for example, so if you use, like in this case, so if you use the char1 greater than num1, so you want to compare the value, right? So then SAS will automatically convert those characters to a numerical. Or a character value is specified in a function that requires numerical argument. Yeah, so in those cases, so SAS will automatically convert character values to numerical values. Numerical values are converted to character values whenever they are used in character context. Yeah, so just like, so in this scenario, right, so the numerical values will be converted. So if the character to numerical conversion is not possible, so SAS assigns the numerical value as missing and set error to 1, right? Yeah, so this is why, so sometimes you may want to read the log window to make sure, so this kind of scenario does not happen. From numerical to character conversion, so SAS use a W dot, so use this format. Okay, so what's this? So sometimes you just want to change the type of the variable. What I mean is, see, in here, right, so char1, so this is you load the data as a character variable, yeah, but you want to keep the value, but you want to change the value as numerical. So usually, so this is, if you do it in this way, see, if you think input char, so you think you change that to numerical and then assign that to char1. This does not help. I mean, this does not work. So the reason is, of course, so this one SAS can convert that to numerical, but when you assign a numerical to a a character variable, then SAS will convert the numerical back to a character. So also the same like here. See, put this one, so this function so convert the numerical to character. Yeah, but then when you assign that to num1, because num1 is numerical, so if you assign that back to a numerical variable, so SAS will convert the value back to numerical. Yeah, so this does not work, right? See, for example, if you run this one, see the character still character, right? So numerical still numerical. Yeah, so this work if you want to change the type of variable in this way, so it does not work. So if you want to change type of the variable, so what you can do is, so you need to create a new variable and then rename it and then drop the original variable. So look at what I do here. See, I create a new variable, I call it char1 num, right? So then I convert the value of char1 to numerical and assign this to this guy. So then I, for num1 similarly, okay, so I use put, so convert the numerical to character and then assign that to a new variable. So then I drop the original variable char1 char2. So then for this new variable char1 num1 char, so then we just convert the name of that variable to char1 num1. Yeah, so then by this way, so then I can change the type of a variable. Yeah, so then I run this one. You can see by those process, see the char1 becomes numerical and so num1 becomes character. Yeah, so this is how to change type of a variable.